Chris Mooney, Brian Worth, Luke Kinsera, Owen Williams, Colby Johnson, Adam Rahab, Gavin Kirkus, Justin Holland,
Lisa, you got a copy?
and Brian Pizarro. From Westerly, Captain Mike Garafola, Captain Connor Martin, Xavier Dubois, Aaron Perez, part of UMass Dartmouth's New England Bowl Championship team, Sam Elliott. Not in attendance, Brendan Young, who was stationed in Texas with the Air Force, and Ruben Sebastian. For these seniors, as they take the field right now on Thanksgiving Day. Let's give them one more round of applause as they take their spots into the end zone and as they remain on the field for this Thanksgiving Day game. Thank you, boys. Congratulations. Once again, welcome everyone to Salvatore J. Orgiri Field for the granddaddy of them all, the Thanksgiving Day game featuring the Stonington Bears and the Westerly Bulldogs. This is the 161st games, most games played total of any high school teams in the country. This rivalry has begun in 1911. Stonington has the upper hand total with 74 wins. Westerly has 69 wins. There has been 17 ties. On Thanksgiving Day only, Westerly has 43 wins, Stonington has 39, and there have been 10 ties. Today's game will be broadcasted on stereo 1230 AM and 103.1 FM WBLQ. Also with Greg Morano on Westerly Live. You can hear that on www.westerly.live. And also it'll be broadcasted on the NFHS network. Today's game will be featured on NBC 10, covered by Joe Kayada and Westerly's own Sam Reed. It will feature interviews from the Westerly Stonington football dinner hosted by the Rotary Club of Westerly and Stonington. All Westerly athletics can be followed on Twitter at WPS Bulldogs. Follow the football team action at WPS Bulldogs FP. The Westerly band is at Westerly HS Music. Today's officials: referee Kevin Denigan, umpire Joe Salermo, head linesman Victor Giorgio, line judge Jack Oskarzan, back judge Nick Kudal, and the clock operator Joe Brazil. Today marks the final Thanksgiving Day game for our referee, Kevin Denigan. He will be retiring after 25 years and over 600 high school games officiated. Today's chain crew is Kyle Fazaro, Joe Desfilio, Carlos Rios, and their crew chief is Jaden Rios. Westerly Bulldogs! Today's captains for Westerly, number 19, Greg Gorman, number 3, Joe Gervasini, number 60, Xavier Webster. Head coach for Westerly, Stanley Dunbar. Assistant coaches Najee Barros, Jordan Husero, Aaron Malone, Danny Miranda, Ronnie Spazzato, Steve Williams. For Stonington, number 72, Jacob Yackley. Number 80, Patrick Obrey. Number 61, Alex Castigliolo.
Hello, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving here in Westerly. I am the voice, Greg Morano, alongside producer-owner Shane Belanger. We have two camera up top, and together we are Westerly.live. Folks, what we have here for an atmosphere can't get any better. We obviously missed last year's game due to unforeseen circumstances. A little earlier, the seniors that missed their opportunity for their last game in this magical rivalry were honored just a little while ago, and they are in both end zones. As you can see to our left and to our right, the captains are meeting at the center of the field, have just met for the coin toss. This is meeting number 161 between these two teams. Yes, that is correct. 161st meeting. That is the most meetings between any two high school teams in this country. Stonington leads 74-69 with 17 ties in their overall rivalry. However, on Thanksgiving Day, the Bulldogs lead this rivalry with 43 wins, 39 losses, and 10 ties. They used to play on Armistice Day as well as Thanksgiving. Players are lined up on the sidelines, and we are going to stand for the playing of our national anthem, folks. All right, folks, we are ready for action. As you can see, this field is packed. This field has not seen this many fans in years. The excitement behind this game due in part to last year's missed game, but mainly both teams are coming into this game expecting to win the ball game. I've heard interviews with both coaches, players, extreme confidence on both sides. And this rivalry put the regular seasons away, although both teams had very successful regular seasons. Put them aside, put them away. They do not matter on Thanksgiving Day. Again, we are live here at Sal Augeri Field, and the Bulldogs are taking the field, set to kick off here in the first half, folks. I just can't get it across the atmosphere. We have missed this for so long. Both stands are full, both sides. There's elevated fans on top of portable stands on the far side. There's fans wrapping the field, and the Bears are ready to receive. Chad Main set to kick for the Bulldogs, who have won the last 3 matches decisively, which has led to Stonington's excitement for today. And we are off the kick. And they're going to let it go into the end zone, so that's a touchback to start this ball game. Folks, this is going to be a chippy one. I have a feeling already. We saw it at the beginning, and you know what, Thanksgiving Day, that's okay. We love it. This is the season finale for both teams. And, folks, for seniors, this is it. They may never put on a jersey, or they're never going to put on a Bulldog jersey again. They may never put on pads and play this game again. Stonington is going to go straight to the line of scrimmage. They're hurrying up to start the game. You're going to see both teams pull out all the stops for this one. Stonington's quarterback, Dorian White. And there's flags immediately. First play doesn't get off. Westerly's pointing to Stonington. Looks like it's going to be encroachment against Westerly. So that's going to be not a great start. 5-3 once for Stonington. So they'll start out 1st and 5 from their own 25-yard line. White is a dual threat. He has the ability to run, and he has the ability to pass as well. Westerly possesses the same dual threat at quarterback. So we have 2 wide for the Bears, 3 in the backfield. White hands it off, straight up to shoot, nowhere to go. Defensive line doing a great job bottling him up. Number 72 for the Bulldogs, first on scene. That's Mitch McLeod, the junior. Brings up 2nd and 6. That was a loss of about a yard. The Bears staying right at the line of scrimmage, folks. I got all sorts of crazy facts from this rivalry and everything, but the fact of the matter is these two teams coming in so closely, I may not even have time to use them. That's the beauty of the game. Here we go, 2nd down and 6. And it's going to be handoff number 3, off tackle to the right. Only a gain of about a yard. Great job by the defensive line thus far in this game. 3rd down and about 5 yards to go. On the carry, that was Matt Castagliulo for the Bears. So the only yards given up were on that penalty thus far for the Bulldogs here on the first possession. Mild day out there, not that cold. Back to pass, he throws near side. He's got his man just off his fingertips, folks. Got behind the defense. Bulldogs very fortunate. And the Bears will punt. The intended target, Josiah Blackman of the Bears. I know Luke Lowry, as far as receiving, is a popular target for White. He chose to go down the left sideline, beat the Bulldog defense, and the Bears will be forced to punt on their first possession. Bulldogs will need to make adjustments on the fly. You don't wait till halftime on Thanksgiving Day or in the season finale. But I'm sure they are more than prepared as they displayed in that first possession. Nothing works for Stonington. Now the Bulldogs will take over at their own 41-yard line. Late arriving crowd. I expected a lot of people, and I'm watching the clock count down prior to this ball game, folks. 20 minutes. Crowd wasn't that crazy, but boy, I look around now, and this rivalry is back. It's alive. They had played 110 straight games prior to last season. And the Bulldogs, first offensive play of the day. Tuck deep in the backfield. Marley on the near side. 2 wide far. Williams calling out signals, takes a snap. To the far side, Tuck got a lot of room off tackle. Cuts it in. Still on his feet, cuts it back out to the edge, still on his feet, up the sidelines, and he is sneaky fast, folks, and hard to take down. Huge play, great patience by Tuck, great blocking by the offensive line. He could have sprinted to the sideline right off the chute there, would have been forced out of bounds. It would have been about a 10-yard gain, but no, he's too good of a running back. He can read the entire field. He cut it up when I thought he was going to go out and slowly maneuvered his way around. That is a huge first play of the day for the Bulldogs, a 24-yard gain on the play. Of course, Tuck, one of the best backs in the state of Rhode Island throughout the regular season. Coming into this game, he averages 154 yards per game. He's got 1,543 yards this season. And the Bulldogs, in an eye. That's Jimmy Powers at the fullback, number 31. Does one heck of a job, and he will lay the wood to you. Play action pass. Williams back for a flush out of the pocket, rolling near side under some pressure here, and he's wrapped up, and he's going to go down for a loss, folks. That's a sack for the Bears. Number 80, first on the scene, Patrick Obrey, the senior wide receiver defensive end, is going to bring up 2nd down and about 16 for the Bulldogs. Not much Williams could do. He was flushed out, still had a little time. No good coverage by the Bears. Good job maintaining their coverage. Williams, of course, a dual threat, but that was the defensive end of the Bears who took him down. He holds contain, and he did a textbook job. As I was saying earlier, it is mild on the field today. Weather is not a factor any which way. This is just two teams, a historic rivalry. Both teams healthy coming in. You can't ask for any more. Out of the gun, Williams. Marley in motion. Tuck, straight out, straight back screen pass. Tuck's got it. Great swim move by number 40 of the Bears. Tuck takes a hard hit, but number 40 for the Bears, I don't have on my roster, unfortunately, because, boy, he made a play there. Did a swim move around they had a lot of room. They had three blockers, and a beautiful move to grab a hold of Tuck's jersey and just hang on until he got some help. Gain of about 5 yards would have been a lot more. He would have got up the near sideline without a doubt. There was real estate. While I have a brief moment, I will mention real estate. This production is brought to you in part by Mark Wright, Realtor, Coldwell Banker, Coastal Homes. Your satisfaction is Mark's first concern. And the Bulldogs take the line. 3rd down and 10 to go. Tuck in the backfield. Motion, Marley. Fake to him, Tuck back on the counter. He's got space. He's got room. No flags. That's a touchdown. And what a job blocking on the right side of the offensive line. Beautiful play on 3rd and 10. 35-yard touchdown. Westerly Bulldogs jump on the board first. 6-0. Thanksgiving Day fireworks early. And if you look across the field, folks, it's a lot quieter. 7:56 to go. First quarter, Bulldogs looking for the extra point. I got to tell you, folks, Tuck's coming back next year. And I'll tell you, junior Zach Tuck coming in with 1,540 yards. That's just another touchdown on the season. He is their offensive leader by far. There are more weapons. You may see them today. Coach Dunbar came in and made this a very balanced team and has had a lot of success. It was a little bit of an exhibition last spring, trying to get some football in. He had an excellent season this year, a superb season. They lost a heartbreaker versus St. Ray's, but I'll tell you what, they beat them up so bad that St. Ray's ended up dropping it in the Super Bowl, going in undefeated. Wesley was the only team to challenge them, and they did more than just that. Back to today, the here and now. Wesley, 7-0. We are about 4 minutes into the first quarter here at Salwa Jerry Field. We are Westerly.live, and we are bringing you the 161st matchup between the Westerly Bulldogs and the Stonington Bears. That includes Thanksgiving Day and Armistice Day. Bears looking to lock up a winning season. They've had a tough road the past few seasons just prior to Corona and to COVID, and they are coming into this game at 5-4. So the win locks them in at 6-4. Otherwise, they end up with a 5-5 record, which is a 500 season in its own sense. A winning season is what they're looking to lock up. Bulldogs have just improved every game throughout this season. If the season was a week longer, I think the results would have been different in Rhode Island. But the return, and they've had a difficult time, the Bulldogs, on the kickoff team. They do an okay job here. Still decent starting position for the Bears at their own 35-yard line. So the season finale for both squads. And when I try to explain what this means to the seniors, I don't have time because the Bears is a fast-paced game, folks. But football is not the kind of sport that you can just get a bunch of guys together, get some pads on, and play again down the line. A lot of these young men, when they step off the field, will never play this game again. Handoff to number 3 in the backfield. A little bit of Wesley's offense. Wesley was not surprised at all. Defensive line doing a superb job, as did the offensive line, both sides. There was a big play to the left side of the offensive line and an even bigger play to the right side of the offensive line for the Bulldogs. So right now, the Bears' defense is reeling immediately after the first possession because they've shown the ability to go both sides of the field on the ground. And we have the Bears, 2nd down and 10. White out of the gun, pitch to the near side. Number 3 has had the ball in his hands more than anybody. Gets around the corner and gets shoved out of bounds, I do believe, looking for the mark where he stepped out. And it looks like he might have stepped out a little further back than anybody thinks. And he sure did. The player's gotten impeded my view of the sidelines, but that's fortunate. I thought it was a bigger gain. Nevertheless, defensive end unable to hold contain for the Bulldogs. Pitch sweep to Matt Castagliulo is good for a Stonington first down. That'll be their first of the day, and they will start at their own 46. 2 wide far side, 2 near side. It's going to be a handoff to number 24. Down he goes in the backfield. Big play by the Bulldogs. Number 19, senior Greg Gorman, brother Ben Gorman on the other side, but Greg Gorman, the senior, wasn't fooled for a second and did his job. Took 1 yard, waited, located, and brings the Bears back 4 yards. Second down and about 14 to go. They're out of the gun. White calling out signals. Bulldogs might have, and they did. They're going to go unabated to the quarterback, blow that one dead. And that's going to give them 5 yards back, which is about what they lost on first down. So it's going to be second down and about 9 yards to go for the Bears. And looking at the spot, it looks more like 8. So the Bears yet to huddle today, trying to tire the Bulldogs, I do believe, which has been the Bulldogs' strategy against their own opponents quite often this year. So I don't know that fatigue will be a factor on either squad. Powers calling out adjustments on defense. Bulldogs showing a 4-2 there. Pitch to the near side. This time to number 24, and down he goes. Gorman, great job at contain. Forces them inside to Jimmy Powers, who is excited and who 2 times this year was voted by myself for the Hometown Hammer Down Award. I will give one more out today. He is the fire behind the defense. He is an excellent lead blocker. He had a touchdown reception against St. Ray's last year. Doesn't get a lot of touches. Junior returning next year. And again, the Bulldogs, did they cross? No flag. They got fortunate that time, and they're going to bottle them up. And that is just a fantastic job by the defensive line. This time it's Powers, and this time it's Kim and Xavier Webster on the scene as well. So 4th down and 9, and the Bears forced to punt. So penalties alone only pretty much provided the Bears with their lone first down. Great job by the Bulldog defense. I'd say they've given up 1 leak, and that was the pitch to the near side. Recovered immediately. 3 more plays and out. Bears set the punt. And it's off to the far side, getting it away from Marley. A great job. That's going to get a Bears roll down to about the 17-yard line, where the Bulldogs will start their second possession here, folks. 4:16 to go in the first quarter. Bulldogs ball leading 7-0. This production is brought to you in part by Remy's Cycles and Teddy's Toys, bicycle sales and service in downtown Westerly, 53 Railroad Avenue. Cycling accessories, clothing, safety gear, latest in e-bike technology. Teddy's Toys, modern toys, classic toys, all toys. As you can imagine, hometown service, 53 Railroad Avenue. And the Bulldogs take the line of scrimmage. Length of the field they'll need to go, and we've seen them do it before. Deep in the backfield, Tuck. Williams calling out signals. Comes Tuck near side. And he's got room, he's got speed. Stiff arm, he gets away from the first man. Lays a hit in the second, finally torn out of bounds. That's first down yardage on that play. That's going to bring him from the 17 to the 31. So a gain of about 13, 14 yards on the play. I'm looking for the official spot actually here. Yeah, right around the 30-yard line. Great job by the offensive line. Both sides thus far, but that's about the 3rd time they've used the right side. Matt Garofolo starting at right tackle for the Bulldogs, doing a great job of sealing that entire side. Looking for the guards, Chad Main. So Main and Garofolo having great success on the right side, and I've also seen them go to the left side early in the game. Again, Tuck alone in the backfield, Powers at wing. Marley near side, Twins to the far side. Powers shuffling motion, the snap. And it's going to be held, and he's going to throw it, but he was grabbed by the defender. Great rush by the Bears. That was number 58 for the Bears on the pressure. Williams unable to plant his feet and get a good throw off. Might have had a little bit of space on the defender. Nevertheless, it's going to be second down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Fast-paced game we have here, folks, and the crowd is still filing in. As I look around, it hasn't been 3-4 deep for Thanksgiving Day around here in a long time, folks. It really hasn't. But we have two teams that both came in with successful seasons, both came in believing they can win, and two towns that are hungry for this rivalry to come back. Williams hands it off up the middle. Good read by Tuck. Bounces it all the way out to the far side. Unfortunately, that yellow flag comes out. Tuck was taken down for a loss. That's in holding territory, that flag. Let's see the official call. Of course, it'll be accepted because that'll drop him back 10 yards. And as he is looking at the original spot, and it is, in fact, holding for the Bulldogs. That's going to bring up a second down and 20 yards to go. So just in front of us, right below us, the Bulldogs side of the field is even deeper than the far side of the field as far as fans go. And this is the last time, the last excitement on this field for the year of 2021. Nobody knew there would be none in 2020. That's why you can't take anything for granted these days, folks. And this is just, there is no place on the planet that I would rather be or that is better than here. Handoff, Tuck, far side. Decides to cut it up a little bit inside the tackle. Gain of about 5 or 6 on the play. Going to bring up third down and about a long 13, I believe, for the Bulldogs. Coach Dunbar has done a great job running a balanced offense, keeping defenses guessing. That helps when you have a back leg tuck and a receiving core like the Bulldogs do. Of course, Luke Marley is Williams' prime target and averages a touchdown a game. He's averaging yards. He's got almost 800 on the season, 79 yards a game. And those are all great numbers for high school, especially high school football here at Westerly. To have a receiver average that many yards per game is definitely a change. Roll out to the near side following the motion. Looking for somebody. Dumps it too high to Marley. Nowhere to go. And that's going to force a punt for the Bulldogs. Their first punt of the day. And they will be marking it at the 29-yard line. So the Bears hold true on defense. Last year's players and family and media pass, as you see on both sides of the field in the end zones. Standing room only here at Sal or Jerry Field in the 161st meeting between the Westerly Bulldogs and the Stonington Bears. The passion and the drive that goes into this ball game can't be put into words. It can't. This is something that these young men on both sides will never forget. So you never want to leave your season and your career with a sour taste. Low liner. Fortunate to get it off. Beautiful Bulldog bounce, and it's still going. Extremely fortunate to get it off. Down at the 29-yard line where the Bears will start their own 29. There's been two plays here, folks, that have been fortunate for the Bulldogs. One, the overthrow on the near side by barely a few inches that the Bears got behind the Bulldogs' defense. And right there where it was a matter of about a few inches as to whether the Bears blocked that punt. There's discussion at midfield. I must have missed a flag of some sort or something. But we will find out right now. There is a holding, and it is going to go against the Bulldogs. That's going to be assessed on the return from the spot of the foul. So we will have to wait and see where the referees place the ball. Correction, that's against Stonington, of course, on the return. So they will start all the way back now at their own tip of the ball is at the 20. Bulldogs defense has started this game in phenomenal fashion. The line of scrimmage has been owned on both sides of the balls, in fact, by the defense, by the Bulldogs. White takes the snap, rolling to the near side, flags. Bulldogs defensive line trying to fire out quick. They're eager. They're excited. That's the second time that they've been caught in the neutral zone, and I do believe they were fortunate on not getting caught on one. And I'll tell you what, first quarter Thanksgiving Day, I'll take that penalty any day of the week. If you're going to make a mistake in this game, you got to make it aggressive. You got to make it 100 miles an hour. These games go down in the history books. Hand off to number 3, Counter. He's got space. Nice run. That's first down yardage for the Bears. Mac Sagliulo. Good gain on the play of about 6 yards, and that's going to start the Bears first and 10 at about their own 32-yard line. Right back to the line of scrimmage they go, and they're getting the plays in quick. They are wearing wristbands, so they're obviously colored or numbered. Quick way of communication. That's the way football goes these days, folks. Out of the gun they run. And this time he's going to give it to number 3 again. It doesn't fool anybody on the Bulldogs this time. Webster on the stop in the middle of the stop for the Bulldogs, as has been Mitch McLeod, has been a huge part of the Bulldogs' defensive line thus far, all season long. Coming out today, both teams came out with a lot of emotion, I will say that. Pitch to the near side, they had success one time, but the next 2 Bulldogs have snuffed it out. And that time is number 2, first on the scene, Jack Marone. And the Bears are going to lose 3 yards on the play, setting them up for third down and 13 yards to go. And now we are wrapped around the far end zone on Granite Street. Tell me this game doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people. There's a lot of people here who don't have a horse in the race. There's no children on the field, family members on the field. This is Westerly versus Stonington. This is football at its finest. Friday Night Lights, that's all good and well, but that's nothing compared to this. White rolling, throwing on the run, and across the middle, beautiful defense by number 5, Marcus Hake of the Bulldogs, diving, batting it down at the last moment. Bears coach unhappy, but I'll tell you what, that was just beautiful, beautiful defense by the Bulldogs. Great coverage, forces a punt. That would have been good for first down yardage near midfield. Just great defensive play. That's 2 in a row by the defensive backs for the Bulldogs. Jack Marone, number 2, and then that play by Marcus Hake forces the Bear punt. Offense by the Bears has had little success thus far. It is only a 1-possession game. We have an eternity of football left to go. And this is one of those games I don't want to look at the scoreboard. I don't want to watch the clock go down because I don't want the game to end. I'm sure after the game I'll get hungry. Food's all good and well, but there's nothing better than Thanksgiving Day football at Sal Augeri Field. I do want to congratulate both teams on great seasons. Both teams have a few seniors. They're losing some key players, and this is the last time they may ever play the sport of football. I was trying to explain that earlier. You can always get a few friends together and play a game of basketball. You might even get a few friends together to play a game of wiffle ball. It's almost baseball. But you'll never put pads on and play this sport again when you take them off for the last time, and some of these young men are going to do that today. So that's how important it is for these young men to win this game. So here we are, Tuck deep. The snap, Williams gives it to Tuck. Why wouldn't he? Every single time at the moment, they can't stop him. Beautiful cut up inside the tackle. This time they use the left side, and success again. The surge by the Bulldogs, both sides of the ball. They're getting lower. They're getting their hands out. They're not letting the defensive line get into them. And just doing a fantastic job. So the Bulldogs are capable of long, time-consuming drives, and they are also capable of the old fast strike. So let's see what Coach Dunbar's goal is with this drive. We are under a minute in the first quarter. There has been only one score, and that was the Bulldogs' first possession. This would be their third. Mason and Tuck in the backfield. This time it's going to go to Mason near side. He cuts it up off tackle, gain of a couple. Should be right near the first. Nope, he's got a first down for the Bulldogs. And that's going to be at about the 46-yard line. Under 40 seconds to go. They're going to run one more play. Again, we are Westerly Live here at Salad Jerry Field. This production is brought to you in part by Wireless Zone at Dunn's Corners, your authorized Verizon dealer. They also have Repair Zone, Crash Screen, New Battery. They have you covered. Located next to Duncan at Dunn's Corners. That is Wireless Zone. And out of the gun, Williams, tucked to his right. Mason to his left. Powers at the wing. Marley near side wide receiver, the snap. He rides Tuck. He gives it to him in the back. Really, he's in trouble. Great job by number 80 of the Bears, Patrick Aubry from the defense, from the far side of the field, defensive end, paralleling the line of scrimmage and taking him down for after a gain of only about a yard. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 9 to go to start the second quarter. So after 1 quarter of play in the 161st matchup between the Westerly Bulldogs and the Stonington Bears, Westerly 7, Bears 0, and we will be right back, folks. Welcome back, folks, and Williams calling out the cadence with Tuck to his right. Marley in motion around the back. Pitch to Marley to the far side. He's tucking, he's going. And he's going to try to get to the outside. Well pursued by the Bears defense. Gain of about nothing on the play. They're going to keep the clock running. And that's going to lead to 3rd and about 9 for the Bulldogs. So an exciting first quarter of play. The Bulldogs won the battle at the line of scrimmage. It's only a 1-possession game, though, so the Bears can easily just forget about the first quarter and move forward. However, they're going to have to do a little bit more on offense, and I do believe so far it's all started with the line of scrimmage. The Bulldogs are just doing a better job of getting low and not allowing the defenders to get into them, and conversely on defense, getting the hands out and not allowing the offensive line to get into them. So, Williams, out of the gun, trips near side. Takes the snap, rides the breadbasket of Tuck, throws it over the middle, and again he was pressured, couldn't follow through on the throw, had his man. The Bears doing a very good job of disrupting the Bulldog passing game. We haven't gotten a clean pass off thus far. That's going to bring up a 4th and 9 at the 47-yard line. The Bulldogs are now looking, forced to punt, and looking to get it away from number 24, Will French of the Bears, who is a highly skilled running back. The Bears proved extremely capable of putting up points this season, as they put up in the area of 350 points on the board. Beautiful punt, bounces all the way back to about the 6-yard line, where it's taken by the Bears, number 24 French, and he's forced out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. So great job doing it with the field position flip for the Bulldogs. That's what they were hoping for. Anything inside the 20 would have passed the test, and they are, in fact, inside the 20, where the Bulldog defense will take the field again. Extremely confident, this group, coming into this game, having come off a game against an undefeated St. Ray's team, and just did a phenomenal job during that game. The throw near sidelines, overthrows his man. Pretty good coverage by Gervasini on the play. It looked like he might have been pushed off a little bit early on in the route. He's talking to the coach a little bit about it, something. Regardless, pretty good coverage by the Bulldogs, and the overthrow for the Bears will bring up a 2nd and 10. Neither team able to connect yet on any passes. Bulldogs' main issue isn't really getting open. The issue is when Williams is back, he's been under pressure. He hasn't been able to step up and follow through on any of his passes, which is odd because the Bulldogs have done a good job in pass blocking during the regular season. Rolling to the far side, off of his intended receiver's hands. That's number 4, Josiah Blackman, the intended man. White rolling to the far side of the field, throwing a little bit off balance. Wasn't under pressure. I think he could have probably let the route play out a little bit longer and set his feet. Regardless, benefits the Bulldogs. 3rd down and 10 upcoming for the Bears. So the Bulldogs flip the field position. If they can hold them here, that is the complete job, because then they may get the ball near midfield or in Bears territory. So White in the backfield, and it's play action. He's under pressure, flushed out of the pocket by Gorman. Gets around the corner, contain's been broken, and he's got 1st down, and a little bit more forced out of bounds. So Gorman under pressured him in the backfield, but contained on the far side was broken, and a big play for the Bears, who will go right back to the line of scrimmage. They're doing their best not to let Westerly adjust to what they're doing on offense. And they've had a few plays with success now. White getting the play from the sidelines. And the snap. Handoff up the shoot. That's going to be number 3. And that's a pretty good gain off a simple guard trap. A gain of a long 3, maybe 4 yards on the play. Decent job by the Bulldogs. Yeah, but there's some fun facts about this game. This game is the oldest Thanksgiving Day high school rivalry in the country. That's games played on Thanksgiving, but the oldest high school rivalry in the entire country is right next door, NFA and New London. They have the oldest rivalry in the nation. And pass for the Bears slips and falls, fortunately for the Bulldogs, after a gain of only about a yard. That's number 5, Dorian White. Blackman on the reception. So as I was saying, it's all in the wording of these records. As far as Thanksgiving Day goes, Stonington Westerly have the record of most games played. And they also have the record of most games played overall due to their double playing. So again, rolling to the far side, there's a flag down, overthrows his man. Good coverage again by the defense, as Gervasini on the coverage had him blanketed. Flag thrown from the backfield, generally in the area of holding. We'll have to see. And it is holding on the Bears. And the Bulldogs accept or decline. We'll see what Coach Dunbar is looking to do here. I generally would imagine the acceptance of the penalty, because that was 3rd down. So it will bring up a 4th down, and they will decline the penalty. Stonington will come in and punt. I wasn't sure on the down marker. It was still red 3. So with it being a 4th down, the penalty will be declined, and the Bulldogs defense holds again. Stonington with very, very few yards, especially if you take away penalty yards. And the Bulldogs don't have that many penalties. The defensive line is so aggressive and playing so well. I will take the 3 encroachments. Not a great punt by the Bears. Caught by Marley, and he's going to fight his way up. Almost forward progress to midfield. The mark's going to be at about the 48-yard line. So right near midfield, the Bulldogs will take over. 9:06 here left in the second quarter. Westerly Stonington. This is just fantastic, folks. The band's playing. This field is wrapped. It is 2, 3, 4 deep in some places. And then this field goes to rest until the spring. Bulldogs break the huddle. They do hold the time of possession edge. Would love to put together some kind of a drive and make this thing a 2-possession game. Williams, fake pitch. He's going to take it himself, but that is just torn apart originally by number 24, for the Bears. Will French couldn't hang on. Williams stays up, but is wrapped up then by a group of Bears. Loss of about 5 on the play. They didn't bite on the fake at all. A little play action pitch fake to the wide side. Both teams thus far have liked the use of the short side. I'm noticing that the Bears, Dorian White sprints out to his left, pretty much regardless of where they are on the field, but generally, most certainly when they're on the short side. We haven't seen much of Williams out of the pocket, and we have a timeout on the field. Let's see who it is, and the timeout will be a Westerly timeout. So 7-0 ball game, folks. People everywhere. Weather's beautiful. Everybody's going to have a great meal after this, but right now, football is our focus. We are going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Back, folks, and both teams straight to the line of scrimmage out of the timeout. Second down and 15 for the Bulldogs. Own 42-yard line, holding a 7-0 lead. I formation. Jimmy Powers at fullback. Tuck at tail. Handoff, stretch handoff to Tuck. Does a decent job of getting back to the original line of scrimmage. Bears do a good job clogging in the middle. It's going to bring up a third down and about 11 yards for the Bulldogs. So what started as a promising drive here for Westerly, first down and 10 at their own 48 near midfield, really hasn't turned into anything. We've seen them convert third and far longer than this. We watched it happen last week against a high-caliber club. Let's see if we can watch it happen right now. Both defenses doing a great job, really. Again, out of the eye, Gorman at the wing, and Marley, the lone wide receiver. Motion to the near side, Gorman. It's going to be a play action, rolling to the wide side, throwing while running. He's got his man, Jimmy Powers, wide open, far side. There's a flag down in the defensive backfield. You would think that's going to be against a defensive back of the Bulldogs, of the Bears. We have a frustrated Bulldog appearance, so what is the call here? Great play call by Coach Dunbar. Great play by both parties, Williams and Powers. Of course, if it's an interference or a hold on the Bears, it will be declined. That's the vicinity. And that is what it is going to be. So, big play by Westerly. I said we've seen them convert longer than 3rd and 11, and they converted with ease. Great play action fake by Williams. That's one of his finest fundamentals. Is he does a great job with that sprint out to the wide side. Coach Dunbar does a great job of leading into things. Short side, short side, short side, and he'll stick with it all quarter long, even if it's not producing a million yards, just to set up something like that when you need it more. Beautiful play call, well set up. Great throw on the run off his back foot by Williams. And Jimmy Powers, he's the type of player that's just always there when you need him, and he's even always there when you don't notice. And he'll be back next year, as will Tuck, as will Williams. Shotgun. In the air, Williams going to overthrow everybody, people down, flags all over. Marley was taken down at about the 5-yard line. I don't see how there's an argument. They may argue, they're trying to say it's not catchable, but when you tackle a wide receiver 10 yards behind the throw, you have no idea what would be catchable or not if they allowed him to run. So I'll wait for the official call. It is pass interference against the Bears. There is no penalty at any level up through the high school that is an automatic first down. So everything depends on the circumstances before the play and where it occurred. However, this 15-yard penalty is a first down, and it's going to bring the Bulldogs all the way down to about the 14-yard line. First down and 10, Westerly at the 14-yard line. Still room for a first down. First trip to the red zone. They do have 7 points on the board. I mean, Zach Tuck took the fast lane and streaked through the red zone one time. But right now we got Mason Tuck in the backfield. Williams out of the gun, motion. Marley far side. Calling out the cadence. And he keeps it himself. And he's got room up the middle. Great job by Williams dancing. He's tough to take down. And he moves it all the way up. That's a Bulldog first down and goal. Great run by Lance Williams. Great decision. Rode the breadbasket of Powers. Decided to take it himself right up the middle and scooch his way around. The team wants to get this crowd ignited a little bit. You see Zach Tuck starting it up. I'll tell you what, we'll get them ignited 3 more yards. And I promise you folks, you will hear them. There's a lot of people here from Stonington, and they, for certain, do not want to see this deficit get larger. Same formation for the Bulldogs. Handoff this time, right up the chute. That's Drew Mason, the senior athlete. Touchdown, Westerly. 13-0. Pending the extra point. And the turkey's getting juicier on this side of the river. A lot of football left, folks. Both teams can strike quick. But right now, the Bulldogs are striking while the irons are hot. And the crowd is alive. Extra point by Maine is up and good with 7 minutes to go in the first half of play here at Sal Augeri Field. We are Westerly.live, and the Bulldogs are beating the Bears by a score of 14-0. The crowd is what we had anticipated. We knew a lot of people missed watching this rivalry. This is a bigger crowd than prior to the year off. Great turnout here. There's going to be no quitting the other side. And I know that Coach Dunbar has this Bulldog team prepared for them not quitting. So there's a long game left, but West has got to be happy with how it started. So throwing some numbers at you, the all-time series, 160 games played prior to this one. Stonington has won 74, Westerly 69, and they have tied 17. Thanksgiving Day games, where Westerly and Stonington's rivalry is the longest in the country. Westerly holds the lead, 48-44, with 9 ties. So overall, there's a 5-game disparity, and on Thanksgiving, there's a 4-game disparity. So these teams go back and forth, to say the least. 1911, here we are in 2021. I'm not good with numbers, but I know that there's thousands of people just outside this booth starting their Thanksgiving Day. With this historic battle. Waiting for the whistle is Maine. He got it, and here we go. The kick by Maine is up. It's going to be returned. That's number 24, French, on the return. And he is taken down. Not a bad return. They're going to start right at about the 35-yard line. The Bears offense still looking to get some kind of handle on a drive here. They got a couple first downs, but not much more than that thus far in the first half. Bulldogs defensive line doing a great job. Defensive ends are doing a good job. Any success the Bears have had, however, has been if a breakdown in contain. The teams are being brought together in the middle of the field, which leads me to believe that this game has gotten verbally aggressive, and they're giving them a little bit of a talking to. I've never seen it done in this manner, but it is what it is. Either that or they change the rules of the game and they're not going to let anyone else know. So, out of the gun, the Bears will start. 1st and 10. Their own 35, trailing by 14. Quick pass, near side. Number 4 has got it. Great block by number 81 of the Bears, but not much room to go. Gain of about 3 yards. That was Blackman on the reception. Correction, bigger gain than that. Gain on about 6 yards on the play. Jimmy Powers on the tackle for the Bulldogs. 2nd down and along 3 yards for the Bears. Still not huddling. Hasn't seemed to affect the Bulldogs. Straight back this time, the other side, number 24 with the catch as a flag, play blown dead. See which way this one goes. He didn't have much room to go. He was going to have to cut it back up in the middle. And that's going to go against the Bears. And that's a nice break for the Bulldogs. That makes up for that first play. And that'll bring them back. And they will repeat 2nd down. It'll be 2nd down and a long 7 now, about 8. So the Bears will start at about the 38-yard line here, their own 38. And there is 6 minutes left in the first half. How fast this game is going by, it's just crazy. The Bears checking their wristbands. And same exact play they run. And how it worked, I'm not quite sure. It was good for a gain of about 5. Identical play, number 24 on the reception, French for the Bears. So the Bears coming into this game are 5-4 in the season. Their losses have come against good teams. Class L Fitch, they lost 13-7 to, and they were unbeaten, and unbeaten Killingly. They had a tough time against. They lost to some good teams. Quick pass again. That's going to be number 6 on the reception for the Bears, Tedeschi. So they're looking at the quick passes, but there's a flag in the backfield. And I didn't see it get thrown, and it's a personal foul, and it's against the Bears. Surprisingly enough, you would think that late hit. I did not actually see the hit. And that's going to be a big break for the Bulldogs. There's a player down on the field. We are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back, folks. And the Bears just connect for a touchdown. Out of the timeout, folks. Out of the injured player, first play back is a touchdown for the Bears. So I told you they weren't going away, and they are back. It's a one-possession game. Their crowd is back in it. Bulldogs will be getting the ball coming out of the half. Plenty of time left here in the first half. They got behind the defensive backs. That's been their only loose avenue thus far. Bulldogs seem to have patched it up on the past few pass attempts, but not that one. A beautiful throw and catch by the Bears. Cuts the lead in half, and the score, Westerly 14, Stonington 7. Just 5 minutes left here in the first half. So the Bears will set to kick off here, and the Bulldogs will set to reunite and try to reestablish footing on this game, which they've done a really good job this season of doing that, and just getting stronger as the game goes on. I don't believe that Stonington's no huddle has really affected the Bulldogs in any way. I think that they have looked at previous weaknesses and previous openings that other teams have, utilized against the Bulldogs, and they went over the top 3 times. 2 were catchable, and they finally got one. And the kick, a low liner, and it's going to be caught by Mason. Short, and he's going to cut it up. And he's going to get to the outside, and he's an athlete, folks. And this is a beautiful return and a great way to answer. Pushed out of bounds at the Bears' 40-yard line. Drew Mason, the senior, on the roster sheet next to his name. I love it. It just says athlete. Catches the line drive that they were hoping, the Bears, that is, would get just over that line on the receiving core and take a few bounces before that ball is returned. So we have a replay of the scoring play for the Bears. And a good answer thus far for the Bulldogs on the special teams. They will start in Stonington territory. Number 2, Jack Marone on the far side. We have Tuck in the backfield. Gorman at the slot. We have motion by Marley in the backfield. He's going to pitch it to him. See, and he's going to throw it, and it's going to get batted away. And Marone comes back for it. We're waiting for a call, and they are going to give him the reception. What a play by Jack Marone to come back and make that catch. He had a superb catch last week versus St. Ray's as well, and he's been a weapon all season long. And this is his last game as a Bulldog. But what a catch and what a huge spot. So the Bears score a touchdown on a long play. The Bulldogs immediately take a kick return 35 yards into Stonington territory, a 20-yard completion. And here we are knocking on the door of the red zone again at the 21. Tuck deep in the backfield, 1 wide. Calling out signals, and he's going to ride the breadbasket, give it to Tuck. Not much room, but he finds a way on the right side, and he's going to get bottled up. Only about 1 yard gain. Good job by the defense. I kind of knew it was going to go to Tuck on that one. Second down and 9 to go. The Bulldogs at the 21-yard line here. Looking to answer. They've gotten this far. This is a huge, huge possession for the Bulldogs. Do they answer immediately? Because that definitely is beyond frustrating for a coach, but that definitely brings your opposing team down a notch here. Because right now, Stonington, last team to score, technically with momentum. Williams rolling out, throws on the run behind Gorman, makes a great one-handed catch for a gain of about 5 on the play. Gets hit awkwardly on the way down. Slow to get up, but he's okay. He's just going to get subbed out for a play, I believe. And so it's a good passing catch. I suppose it makes third down a little bit more reasonable. You may be in Chad Maine's range here as well. So you definitely don't want to lose any yardage if you're Lance Williams. Meaning you don't want to roll out and get sacked and take anything behind where you're at. If you have to throw it away, you got to throw it away. I wouldn't be surprised if they give it to Tuck. They've converted in many different ways. They have a lot of different weapons here. So on the far side, we have Jack Marone, who's having a great game. We got Marcus Tate right next to him, who's also having a good game. Near side, Marley. Tuck deep in the backfield. Williams out of the gun. The snap, rides the breadbasket, gives it to Tuck. Bounces it to the outside. Great blocking by Hake, and a flag late. That's gonna get called back, and that's a bad call. The defender turned during the block. They're gonna get called for a block in the back, and that is gonna come all the way back. Two flags on the play. See what the second one is on the far side. Holding on the Bulldogs. Brings back the initial play, as I suspected. And it was on the backside he called. That's just beyond frustrating because it wasn't at the point of impact. So from the end zone to the 29-yard line, Bulldogs now out of range Third down and about 18 yards to go. What I said they couldn't do, they gone and did, but they got one chance to fix it here. Twins to the near side, two players having a good game. And we got Marley on the far side, and he always strikes once. That's what he does today. And this is going to be play action. Open in the middle. Gorman lowers his head, gets down to about the 10-yard line. And that is, I'm waiting for the official signal. Angles are tricky, but it looked good to me, and it is. What a play for the first down for the Bulldogs. Number 9, the sophomore, Ben Gorman. Huge reception from the tight end position. Great play call, Coach Dunbar. That was a quick 1-2 bang-bang stop-drop throw. He hasn't had a lot of time in the pocket on pass plays. I will say that, and that was a beautiful adjustment by the play call and by Williams himself. Most of the pass plays have been deflected, including Marone's reception. Handoff to Tuck up the middle, nowhere to go. Number 80 having a good game for the Bears. Patrick Aubry, defensive end. He parallels the line of scrimmage very well and very aggressive to the opposite side of the field. So here we go, second down and 11. The Bulldogs have room for a first down. Knocking on the door. Need to answer here. Eating up the rest of the first half, getting the ball coming out of half. One of the toughest things to do is bounce back from an in and out, I call it. You go in the locker room with a touchdown and come out of the locker room with a touchdown. The Bulldogs can start that right here. Roll out, near side, in trouble, going to the backside. Can he let go of it? He does. That's up for anybody. And thankfully, a Bear doesn't get it under big pressure, takes a big hit. And that was just high and nobody in the area, fortunately. Hit while he threw. He has gotten maybe 2 clean throws off thus far this game without being hit. Third down and about 11 to go. Probably going to use the play clock here to get his composure back. The Bulldogs doing a pretty good job of run blocking. As far as when Williams drops back, they're having a tough time. So the Bears seem to have exposed something in the week off that they've had in preparation for this game. I just can't say it enough. Look at this crowd, folks. This is just fantastic. What better than this? Nothing better than this. Williams out of the gun in the red zone. 1 possession game. Westerly, Stonington, and we're off. Here we go. Back to pass. 2 steps. Throws. And that's out of the reach of any intended receiver. That's going to bring up 4th down and 11. We are in Maine's range, which would make it a 2-possession game. And I would be surprised if they didn't utilize his foot, and they're going. And it looks like I'm going to wait and see if he's got the pad, and he does. So the Bulldogs are going to set up for a field goal to try to extend their lead to 10 and make this a 2-possession game with 1:18 left in the half. Remember, folks, the Bears' only success has been over the top, so there's time left for them too. High snap brought down, kick up, not hit well. Did it go through? It did not. Bulldogs come away with no answer. Field position advantage at best. Momentum, Bears. Good hold. They bent, but they did not break. We are 1:13 away from the half, folks. 14 for the Bulldogs, 7 for the Bears. Bulldogs got to be disappointed at the moment. And you can see them a little bit down, but they got to not forget that they're winning. And that they've definitely been the more dominant team thus far. They got beat on 1 play. This is Thanksgiving Day. There's going to be a couple more of those plays today, folks. That is not a 1 firework game by any means. So the Bears, quick throw, near side, number 4 on the reception, wide receiver screen. Way too many Bulldogs read that. Very intelligent Bulldog defense, well coached. That's how their intelligence is gained. Everyone possible on the defense pretty much read it, including Powers. Number 5, Marcus Haig, having a fantastic game, defensively and offensively. Marone extremely active as well today. They kind of get the short end a little bit. Marley being, probably his most used target, but those two have been there all year long when they've been needed. And they do a great job of blocking from that position. Play is blown dead. So those are going to be some big losses next year for the Bulldogs. Gervasini as well. Gervasini is a very good corner and a good blocking receiver as well. So we have a timeout on the field. We have 24 seconds left, seeing if the Bears can come up with something to get themselves 75 yards of offense to tie this game. We're going to hit a quick break and we'll be right back.
About family. From her time growing up here, to coming home and settling down, to helping you and yours find the place of your dreams. So let Gina help you write your next chapter. Because you're not just another deal, you're part of the family.
Welcome back, everybody. And coming out of the timeout, let's see what Stonington came out with. I see two wide to the far side. We are nearly ending the first half of play, folks. Momentum, I don't think is really either way at the moment here. It's a handoff up to shoot. And they pretty much want to end the half, and they're playing to the whistle. The refs need to blow the whistle before that. So that was a loss of about a yard. But that's going to wrap up the first half of play here, folks, on our annual 161st battle, not 161st Thanksgiving Day game, but 161st matchup between Westerly and Stonington. The Bulldogs, 14. The Bears, 7. Bulldogs will receive coming out of the first half, coming into the second half. And they'll come in excited. They're a little bit disappointed because, honestly, Stonington didn't really do much other than complete one long pass, and they had the opportunity at one other long pass. A couple adjustments for the Bulldogs. I'm sure there'll be plenty for Stonington, plenty more fireworks to come. We are Westerly.live, folks. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Westerly.live on your web browser. We're going to take a halftime break, folks, and we will be back with some more Thanksgiving Day excitement.
As a proud native of Westerly, Gina Brancato is a trusted member of our community. In addition to being a veteran of the United States Air Force, Gina has worked in Rhode Island real estate for over a decade and is also licensed in Connecticut. She prides herself on helping you navigate every step of the way when it comes to listing your existing home or buying a new one. For Gina, it's all about family. From her time growing up here, to coming home and settling down, to helping you and yours find the place of your dreams. So let Gina help you write your next chapter. Because you're not just another deal, you're part of the family.
All right, everybody. How is everybody doing out there today? I am Shane Belanger, producer and owner of Westerly.live. Just wanted to come on the mic and let everyone know that we're very happy that you are watching these streams. It's been a lot of fun this past school year, actually since January 26th when we started doing these. Just like to mention that we do have our sponsors sponsoring the game. We're very proud of our sponsors. They've been with us for a long time. We do have CC O'Brien's, Wireless Zone, which you see all of those ads, Remy's Cycle in downtown Westerly, also Teddy's Toys, part of Remy's Cycle. They're in Railroad Avenue in downtown Westerly. And we also have Gina Brancato, a realtor for RE/MAX in South County. So thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you for watching. The team here at Westerly.live, we have Greg Morano, the voice, done a great job. Up top, we have Lisa Ornberg and Luis Andrade. So thank you for watching. I'm going to send you back to the halftime show, and I'm out. All right, everybody, Shane Belanger again back here. We're giving Greg a little break while he goes over his notes. He's doing a fantastic job. I've been watching all the games. Fantastic job all season. So thank you for joining us on this Thanksgiving Day tradition here with our Westerly Bulldogs taking on the Stonington Bears here at Sal Augeri Field. It's great to be back. I will definitely say that. I do want to go over a couple of Black Friday deals that Wireless Zone, located at Dunn's Corners, is doing for Black Friday. As you may have seen our ads on the program, if you bring in any iPad, I was speaking with Patrick yesterday, any iPad, bring that in, an old iPad, you can get a new 9th generation iPad, 10.2 inch, free with service. Fantastic deal. They have some other deals going on. Trade in any phone, get up to $640 off any new Android phone. I have another one. Trade in an iPhone, get up to $440 off any new iPhone. And of course, the one we've been pushing, new customers looking to make the switch to Verizon, get up to $1,000 with any trade-in. And they'll even cover the cost of your switch. Those are some fantastic deals. So head on down to Wireless Zone at Dunn's Corners. Go down there and see Patrick. He'll take great care of you. They do a great job. I've been with them with my company phone lines since we actually started broadcasting the football games. Way back in 2017 has been now. So we are still doing these. Again, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors this year. We have Mark Wright, Realtor for Coldwell Banker, Coastal Homes. We have, of course, Wireless Zone, located in Dunn's Corners. Remy Cycle and Teddy's Toys, located downtown Westerly on Railroad Avenue. And Gina Brancato is a realtor with RE/MAX in South County. So please be sure to support all of our sponsors. They've been supporting the Bulldogs for a long time on our streams here at Westerly Live. Again, happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Westerly Live. I'm Shane Belanger. We have Greg Morano, the voice. Up top, we got Lisa Ornberg. And our newest addition, Luis Andrade. So thank you to everyone, and have a happy Thanksgiving. And we'll be coming back shortly.
Welcome back, everybody. I am the voice, Greg Morano. We are Westerly.live. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Westerly.live on your browser. And remember, you can rewatch these games anytime if family members didn't know, whatever it may be. You can tune in, Westerly.live, watch it anytime later. So, we've had a first half that everybody was expecting and hoping for. We have two teams that are coming off successful seasons, two talented teams, with nothing but the heart and desire to win their season finale being this game here. I'll tell you right now, a lot of players, this is a more important game than a state final. This rivalry, it goes so far back in so many generations. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Just a couple random Thanksgiving Day highlights, series highlights, and team highlights. I'm going to start with this one. The 1917 team, the numbers that they put up were just unbelievable. They finished the regular season 9-0-0, outscored their opponents by a total of 316 to nothing. So that's a record that's unlikely to be broken. They did not give up a point all year. That was good for an average of 35.1 points to 0 per game. So that was definitely worth looking up and mentioning. And then it went to you get into the mid-60s and 70s, and we're playing right here on Sal Algieri Field, and I'm referring to the coaching years of Sal Algieri. And as hard as many found it to believe, the success of the Bulldogs in the 60s was just the beginning. In 1973 and 1974, the Bulldogs did not lose a single game. They earned a record of 23-0 over the two seasons. Not only were they winning their game, they outscored their opponents 855 to 120. So talk about a quality club, and that's a number that I don't see dropping. That's just to put together two seasons like that is beyond historic. And teams are on their way back out of the locker room. I see Stonington coming in. We got some serious highlights too. 1965, Westerly won the game 38-0. It was the only night game that the two schools ever played. The 1978 game that everybody remembers, Westerly 2-0 victory over Stonington. The controversy of the too high field goal, the 41-yard field goal attempt that was signaled as good and ruled as too high. Westerly wins 2-0. 1991, Stonington 25, Westerly 13. A game played before approximately 7,000 fans. And we have several thousand fans here today, folks. So it's just unbelievable to be a part of this. I don't want the second half to end. In 2000, Westerly 24, Stonington 17, OT. The only overtime game on record in the series. There were ties in the past. Now there is overtime. Stonington missed a field goal on the final play of regulation to force overtime, and Westerly's Brian Lynch rushed for a 10-yard touchdown on the first play of overtime. 2008, Stonington 22, Westerly 19, considered one of the best fourth-quarter finishes in series history. Westerly drove 77 yards in 7 plays to take a 19-16 lead with only a $1:39 to play. But Stonington responded, going 70 yards, 4 plays in 42.7 seconds, capped by a 19-yard touchdown catch by Brendan Wilkins. So the excitement just spans the years. Both teams are out. All the fans are ready. They've had their little break. They want football now, folks. There is one half of football left, and I can't explain to you it's not just football on Thanksgiving here in Westerly. When these two teams play, it is so much more than just football. The meal not only doesn't taste as good if you lose, you probably can't even eat. It's that bad. So, having made their adjustments, I'm sure, at halftime, Stonington has done a really good job, I think, of recovering from the beginning of the game where it started out a little bit down the downside. I do believe that Westerly, with a couple minor adjustments, can open this thing up. They more than absolutely want to start this thing up put some points on the board in the opening drive. They get the ball here to start the second half, and they hold a 7-point lead. The Bears, however, it's tribute to the Bulldogs defense. The Bears have had no problem scoring points. They scored 350 points this season, several games in the 50s. and the Bulldogs defense has held them to 7 points. So that's kudos to the Bulldogs defense. Bulldogs are playing a great game. The Bears are playing a great game as well. Expected nothing less than a great game. So, I mean, the fans have piled in more than they have in recent history. I can't even see the Bulldogs fans because they're below me, but I guarantee there's more than there are on the other side. So both teams are just doing their stretches here. The officials are going to get the captains out to the middle to talk for a minute. We're about 2 minutes away from the second half of play. And it's going to be a great half, and it's going to be interesting. I do anticipate Stonington trying to throw the ball a little bit more, trying to get over the top of the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs had a spurt where they were playing real good pass D, and there was 2 pass plays. One the Bears were able to obviously complete for their touchdown, and the other one was earlier on in the game, just off the fingertips. So they've had no success with the running game against the Bulldogs defense. So like I said, I would anticipate an attempt to stay with the running game a little bit, only to set up a play action possibly, but a lot more throwing by Stonington. Westerly, conversely, I think they got to ride the truck of Tuck and some quick passes between the hash marks possibly. I think they're going to find the most of their success. You saw Gorman with the big 19-yard first down reception late in the half that almost gave the Bulldogs some late points here in the first half that they kind of squandered. But I'm sure they were spoken to at the half. We are under a minute left in halftime here. And we're going to take a real quick break, and we'll be back for some second half action, folks. All right, folks, they're getting their final stretches done. The horn's going to blow, and we're about to get started with the last half of football for the year 2021, and that makes me sad to say. But I am so excited about what's about to happen in front of us here, folks. You got to realize, I mean, we talk about Friday Night Lights. You see all the shows down in Texas and everything else like that. I mean, look at the fans we have around the field right now. And on top of that, talking about rivalries, I mean, Stonington and Westerly have the oldest Thanksgiving Day rivalry. They have played each other 161 times now, which is the most out of any high school teams in the history of in the country, in the nation. And right next door, we have NFA and New London, who have the oldest rivalry in the nation. It goes back into the late 1800s that they've played. So right over there at New London, Stonington, Westerly, we have real good football in our area. I will tell you that. Teams getting their final instructions. Stonington will get set to kick. Bulldogs will receive, going from our left to right. 1 possession game, 14-7. 24 minutes left of football in this season. And just to get you an idea of the mindset I mentioned earlier, 24 minutes of football left for some of these young men for the rest of their lives. So you don't have to, as a coach, get them all that excited. You don't have to force the issue because they've been playing all their lives. They've been putting their bodies on the line, both sides of the ball here. And when you know or think it might be your last time, or for certain at least your last time for Westerly, I'll tell you what, emotions are alive. So here we go, folks. Waiting for the whistle. Number 12 for Stonington. Set to kick. Ethan Mahoney. Backup quarterback. Off Tuck's hands. He's going to grab it and move. He's on the near side. He's going to get down to about the 33-yard line. That was an adjustment. I haven't tucked back there deep. So the Bulldogs started out with at the spot right around the 32-yard line here in the second half. They couldn't have gotten better weather. 33-yard line. It's not too cold. We've seen frozen fields where I had to play in sneakers once. We've seen snow on the field. We've seen rain. We've seen mud. What we have here is a beautiful field. Field looks fantastic. Thanks to the town of Westerly Recreation and Gary Morano and his crew taking care of this and making this just so beautiful for this game today. And here we go. Number 4, Lance Williams. Motion, snap. Fake jet sweep, goes back on the counter to Tuck. Good line surge by the Bulldogs. That's going to be a gain of about 7 yards on first down. A nice play fake. They fake the jet sweep, which is when you put your wide receiver in motion and you snap simultaneously as he crosses the path of the quarterback, and the quarterback gives it to him while he's in full speed or pulls it back. He pulled it back, gave it to Tuck on the counter. Positive play of about 6-7 yards to open the half for the Bulldogs. Tuck deep in the backfield. Trips near side. We have them all. Marone, Hake, and Marley. Nobody on the far side. This is a new formation to my memory, and they're going to give it to Tuck to that far side. And he's going to play it inside the tackle, and that's going to be enough for a Bulldog first down. So 2 plays, they move the chains, and they're going to start 1st and 10 at the 45. Bulldogs have that special ability. They can strike quick over the top, or they can sustain a drive. Again, like I said, I keep referring back to St. Ray's because they were the class of the division in Rhode Island, and the Bulldogs played just a fantastic game against them, and they held the ball for almost the entire quarter on one of their scoring drives. So they are capable to eat up time and put points up. Motion, Gorman going to slide back, and that's going to be a handoff to Tuck, a late pull, and beautiful reading of the field by Tuck. He's up the middle. Holy cow, what reading, and from behind he is caught inside the 30-yard line. Tuck is a patient runner. At the same time, he has such quick bursts. He can run you over or he can outrun you. He was patient. He lets his blocks develop. That was a great job by the right side of the offensive line for the Bulldogs. That's Chad Main and Matt Garofalo. The left side of the offensive line doing a great job as well. You got Morin and Webster on that side. The Bulldogs, when they're doing what they can do, they can go both sides of the ball with no problem. So we have Gorman at the wing, Twins near side, Marone far side. Play action, rolling towards Marone's side. He's got to throw across his body. He tucks and goes. Cuts it to the inside. He's wrapped up, rolled forward. I think he's rolled forward for a good gain of about 6 yards, depending on the spot. They're going to mark him back about a yard, though, a yard or 2, actually. So a gain of about a long 5 on the play. Good decision by Williams to do what he did. He hasn't had time in the backfield. Just straight up, they have not given him time. The Stonington defense has done a good job of disrupting every pass play. Even Marone's reception late in the first half was a batted ball on a trick play out of Marley's hands. So the only success he's had is about a 1-2 and shoot. And even that's been difficult. So the Bulldogs get a little bonus there. Ball moves up 10 yards, and they are knocking on the door again of the red zone. They have first down and 1 yard to go. This is where now your playbook is wide open. 1st and 1, you can do anything. You absolutely can. You don't need the first down this play. You can go for the end zone. Your playbook is just completely available to you. We have Twins to the near side. Marone and Gorman. Marley to the far side, Tuck in the backfield. Williams waiting for the snap. Marley in motion, and that's going to be a false start on the Bulldogs. So that's going to take 5 away from the 10 they just got, and they'll get first down and 6. So that was going to be the jet sweep that we referred to earlier. I do believe that Williams was going to give it to Marley on motion and come to the wide side of the field and see if he can't turn the corner with it. I don't anticipate that being the play now. However, something based off of that is likely. So Hake and Marley on the far side. We have Marone on the near side. So I would anticipate a play action if you see that motion. And here is the motion. And it's a counter back to Tuck to the other side. Plenty of room. Can he stay on his feet? Tripped up, wrapped up, and brought down at the 11-yard line. Big play, man. He hits holes hard. He's patient when he needs to be, but he can hit that hole like lightning if he has to. Tuck is a truck to take down. And it's just surprising because he can go from that low running style to just open it up and outrun anybody. Bulldogs knocking on the door in the red zone. 1st and 10, 14-yard line, holding a 14-7 lead in the third quarter of the greatest rivalry on earth. Motion. He's going to follow him. This time, this is going to be Williams up to shoot right off the right guard. That was right behind Maine, and it's a good gain on first down, I'd have to say, a 5-yard gain. Bulldogs using a little bit of deception here with the counter, and then with that, I like the 2 play calls. Bears defense is definitely out of sorts at the moment. No substitutions being made in the Bears defense. They don't huddle up either. Not all defenses do. I'm just saying it just seems not a lot of communication between plays amongst their players. So the Bulldogs take the line of scrimmage. Gorman, Marone, near side. Hake, Marley, far side. All 4 players have had an impact on this game, and it's to Tuck up the middle. He's trucking his way through, tugs his way all the way down to the 2-yard line. And it's going to be, let's see, 1st and goal from the 2. No. I'm waiting on the official yard marker to give it to me. They dropped the yard markers, and it should go to a 1, and it does. 1st and goal from the 2-yard line for the Bulldogs. And I'll tell you what, this is a must-score situation. I'll say it straight out, because if a goal line stand ensues, then excitement changes drastically. Bulldogs out of the eye. Jimmy Powers, the Bulldog bulldozer, in front of number 24, Tuck. We have motion, tight formation, handoff behind Powers, and into the end zone, nearly untouched. Touchdown, Westerly. Zach Tuck on the score for the Bulldogs. And that puts a little separation coming out of the half. They went into the half a little unhappy that they didn't capitalize. They came out of the half having made all the adjustments they needed to make, and they made several. What a drive it was. That took up half of the third quarter. A 6-minute second half opening touchdown drive for the Bulldogs gives them a 14-point lead, gives them confidence, gives them an excited crowd, gives them just about everything they wanted coming out of halftime. The Bulldogs will now get set to kick. Like I said, they just took half the third quarter away. So the Bears now down 2 possessions. Kind of got to go to that throwing, try to get over the top where they've had success. But when you're down 2 possessions, the defense can drop an extra guy. The Bulldogs run a very nice 4-2, and they blitz from all over. So I expect to see something like that on defense. You can call it a 4-2-5, but it's really not that bubbled out. So we'll see what the Bulldogs do. I'm expecting them to stay aggressive on D. They've given up essentially nothing. 1 big play. So Maine set to kick off here. 6:15 left in the third quarter. Salwa Jerry Field. Westerly Bulldogs versus the Stonington Bears. The 161st meeting between these 2 teams. And the kick by Maine, scooped up by the second level, and he's got a pretty good return up to about the 36-yard line, where the Bears will start. It is pretty, I am pretty grateful to have the opportunity. I had the opportunity to be a part of this rivalry, and that was those are memories, like I said, that will never go away. But have an opportunity to watch, just to be able to watch a game with such history, two teams, no two teams in the history of our nation high school football have played more than these two teams. And that is pretty cool to watch. And number 5, quarterback White for the Bears, tucks it early. So that allowed the Bulldogs to break off of their assignments. And they ran him out of bounds on the far side for a gain of nothing on first down. I think had he held it out a little bit longer and tried to bait the Bulldogs defense, they might have had a little more success, but he actually lost a yard on the play. So the second down and 11 for the Bears offense. I'd love to know what they have total yardage-wise minus that one pass, because it's not much. No one in the backfield dropping deep screen pass, and it is not unable to be caught by the receivers thrown well behind him. Bulldog defensive line doing a great job. Couple guys held back on that, and now it is 3rd and 11. And it is the second half of the game. There's the amount of fans that the Bears have behind them, that's enough to make you not get too far down, but their offense is going to have to start moving down the field to give them confidence. The snap, and that play is blown dead, and a frustrated Dorian White for the Bears flips the ball to the referee. The penalty is against the Bulldogs, but I think there is an overall frustration on the Bears' sidelines right now. Because this offense, like I said, scored 350 points this game. They scored 50 points 4 times. So that says something. And to only have 7 points with a quarter and a half to go, that creates frustration. So White communicating the backfield. Bulldogs baiting a blitz. Rolling to the near side in trouble off his back foot. Picked off, and then wrapped up. Mason almost had the interception. Great play by number 80. I'll say his name again, Patrick Aubry. I don't know him. He's a senior, but he's having a game that he'll remember, and he should be proud of. He's all over the place on D. You got Mason doing push-ups on the field because he dropped it. That's in practice that you do to penalize yourself. That's pretty amusing. Great way to jump the route. He is truly an athlete. I mean, they can put him anywhere. Nevertheless, it forces the punt. So, again, the Bears offense unable to gain yardage against the Bulldogs defense. The Bulldogs have gotten better every week throughout the season. I credit Coach Dunbar and the coaching staff greatly for that. Punt off the side of his foot, gets a good bounce. Bulldogs should stay away and let it roll. They do. It's going to go down to about the 24-yard line, where the Bulldogs will start 1st and 10 with a 21-7 lead. And again, this production is brought to you in part by C.C. O'Brien Sports Cafe. They are open Tuesdays through Sunday, obviously not today, folks. Inside and outside dining. Go to ccobrien.com. 4 hours, 22 TVs, sports on, all great food, great environment. C.C. O'Brien Sports Cafe. In addition, Gina Brancato, Realtor, Remax, South County. She is a Westerly native, Air Force veteran. With Gina, it's all about family. You're not just another deal, you're a part of the family. And the Bulldogs start 1st and 10. Tuck in the backfield. 2 wide, far side. Straight drop, 3 steps, looking, not there. Going to a second read, maybe his third. To the near side, and batted away. Number 1, Marley, the intended receiver. And number 1 for the Bears, Luke Lowry. So it was Luke Marley versus Luke Lowry. Luke Lowry won. It was a little bit short. I think that Marley was having trouble with the sun. So Luke versus Luke there. The Bears, Luke wins. And we're going to go to 2nd down and 10 for the Bulldogs. I like to try it. You want to really try to put the hammer in it, complete something long and score quick. But I don't see them getting too far away from Zach Tuck here in the 3rd quarter. Time of possession is everything when you have 2-possession lead. And that to Tuck, nice blocking. Nice hole off tackle between Maine and Garafola. Powers, a nice job lead blocking. He's limping a little bit. You don't want to see that. He's the unnamed hero. He's one of the unnamed heroes. You don't hear his name all that often. I don't all that often get the initial man on the tackle, and quite often it's him. And he is also the first man through the hole, making the seal blocks for Tuck. He'll do anything he needs. He had a touchdown reception last week in the playoff game. All-around player, junior. Can't wait to see him next year. So we have 2 wide, far side, 1 on the near. Got Marone near side alone. And he's going to give it to Tuck. And he gets wrapped up after a gain of about 3 yards. Good job by the defense. And I don't think he got enough. It's going to be on the spot. And the yard marker is slow to hold on the far side. So I got to wait for him. We have a meeting in the middle of the field, seeing what's happening. Looks like they're going to have a measurement. I think it might be a little bit short, and unfortunate. Let's see where it's at. And it is enough for the Bulldog first down. That would have been a heck of a decision for Coach Dunbar. I honestly, the little I know about the man, I think he would have gone for that. He is definitely not a coach that fears any other team. He's not. He has confidence in his team. He prepares his team, and I really think he would have gone for it anyway, trusting his defense if it didn't work out. And but nevertheless, they don't need to do that. 1st and 10, Westerly at their own 33-yard line. They're going to take the line of scrimmage with a 14-point advantage. Time of possession advantage without a doubt. They have played fantastic defense minus 1 pass play. And this one lay handoff to Tuck, beat up in the backfield. Eaten up alive from the backside, really. And that should be a flag. I sure thought I saw a punch. I want to see the replay on that one. Definitely a late hit for certain. Something looks pretty unclean late. That must have been a face mask. Yeah, that's what it was that turned his head. And that livens the Westerly crowd. And that's the 15-yard variety. So it wasn't a punter, so it was his head swinging around. So that being the case, that is from the spot, so that's a killer. That's going to move the Bulldogs all the way up to the 42-yard line. Ignite the crowd a little bit more. There's a lot of people right across from me, folks, and there's a lot of quiet people. Because I'll tell you what, a touchdown here. Hoo-wee! This Bulldog defense is no joke. That kind of cushion in this big of a game. Handoff, Tuck near side. Great seal by Gorman. And look at him hit the defense. And that is a gain of 10 on the play. The mark hit first down, and they're going to get the first down. And the Bulldogs' engine is a-moving. 1st and 10 at the Stonington 42. Stonington is the team that came out no huddle. And they came out with a fast-paced no huddle. A lot of teams are doing it now. I call it the slow huddle, where they come right to the line, but they figure things out. Stonington's hit the line offensively, ready to go every play. I think their goal was to the fatigue factor, but Westerly hasn't fallen victim to that all year. Coach Dunbar has his team in shape and has for the entirety of the season. Handoff, lead block by Gorman again. And that's good as the way he runs. Look at him go. He just pushes the pile. What was about 1 yard. He was hit at about a 1 yard gain and dragged the pile 4 more. So that's going to be about a 5 yard gain on first down. And right now the Bulldogs just wanted a little bit more. And I don't think fatigue's going to be a factor. They're eating up this third quarter. We'll see what happens at the end of the quarter before I keep making predictions and guessing. It is real nice to see the seniors that missed out on their opportunity from both teams. They're in the end zones. And the Bulldogs take the line of scrimmage. Both sides of the line has done a great job. They've made a couple mistakes here and there, but in general. And this is going to go playoff act to Tuck. Waiting for the tight end to bite. He did, but forced to throw over him. Tight ends do a good job. Powers took a little bit of a hit on that one. Incomplete by the Bulldogs. That was a good play call. The defensive ends for the Bears do a good job of getting their hands up. That's about the third batted pass of the day, deflected pass, I should say, from Williams. But that's definitely one of the better points of the Bears defense is getting the hands up on pass plays. 3rd down and 5 in what I now would consider unquestionably 4-down territory, if needed. Bulldogs take the line of scrimmage here. Clock is stopped at 1:50 due to the incompletion. And the Cadence hands it off to the far side, off the left. Plenty of room for him to hit that hole hard enough. And that's another Bulldog first down. Folks, these Bulldogs want it. They are wearing and tearing down this Bear defense. They're getting stronger on the offensive line. That was just Surge alone. The power of Tuck when he gets the ball and hits you, he's going to gain 2 more yards. I mean, that's just the unfortunate part if you're playing D against him. If you don't get him real low or real hard with a couple guys, he's going to gain 2 yards minimum after impact. He runs with a low center of gravity. He reads the entire field. And then when he gets space, he runs like the wind. So the Bulldogs, 1st and 10, 31-yard line, chewing up the third quarter. Had the ball for 6 minutes, quick 3 and out by Stonington, and has had it ever since again. Marone near side, Marley far side. Oh, ball on the ground, and Williams still tries to pick it up and move with it. I don't think that was a great idea, but fortunately went to the ground with the ball. That's a big loss for the Bulldogs, loss of 6 on the play. Brings up 2nd and a little bit more than that, actually. 2nd and about 17. Fortunately, they retain possession. When the ball lies on the ground right there, you generally want to just drop on it. So Powers gets a breather. Williams hitting the huddle with a 2nd and 13 play. 2nd and 17. And this third quarter is winding down. This is the final play. I would say the Bulldogs had the ball over 9 minutes out of the 12. That's just a guess, but it's a conservative one. Quick handoff, Tuck. Bounces it to the outside. There's nothing there. And there's a flag. So we're going to get a flag on the Bulldogs. And that's going to back them up even further. All right, we're going to go to the end of the third quarter, folks. The quarter can't end on a defensive penalty, but it can on an offensive. So we're looking at the call, making sure Stonington wants to accept it. It's going to be 2nd down and a mile if they do. And they're going to accept it. So we are at the end of the third quarter, folks. The score, Westerly Bulldogs 21, Stonington Bears 7. 1 quarter left to go. Sal Augeri Field, 161st matchup, folks. Bulldogs holding a 14-point lead with possession. We're going to go to a quick break, and we will bring you back to the last 12 minutes of excitement.
As a proud native of Westerly, Gina Brancato is a trusted member of our community. In addition to being a veteran of the United States Air Force, Gina has worked in Rhode Island real estate for over a decade and is also licensed in Connecticut. She prides herself on helping you navigate every step of the way when it comes to listing your existing home or buying a new one. For Gina, it's all about family. From her time growing up here, to coming home and settling down, to helping you and yours find the place of your dreams. So let Gina help you write your next chapter, because you're not just another deal, you're part of the family.
All right, folks, it all comes down to this. The 2021 football season has 12 minutes remaining. Of course, unless there's a tie after 12 minutes, and then there'll be more. The Bulldogs take the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and about 25 plus. Tuck in the backfield out of the gun. Well, he's going to throw. 3-step drop, pumps, nothing there. Cuts up, does a good job in the pocket, but there's nowhere to go. Too many Bears, 2 Bears to dance around, and that's going to back him up another 10 yards. So it's 3rd down and about 40. There is no play in the playbook for that scenario. So what you're going to more than likely see is them just try to change field position here and gain some yardage and then back the Bears up. You don't know this is an explosive Bulldog team, though. I did say that they have gotten 3rd and longs before. If they get this one, that is just a catastrophic misplay by the defense. 4 wide for the Dogs. Gorman, Marone, one side. Hake, Marley in motion. Tuck in the backfield. 1, 2, 3-step drop. You're looking for a screen. They had to be looking. Tuck dropped it. A couple defenders behind him. I don't think he would have gained much yardage on the play. Dead possession for the Bulldogs. You got to erase that one, let it go. It's behind you, and move forward. They're going to punt here on 4th down. The Bears are going to be, I would guess, with decent coverage in the realm of the 30-yard line in their own area, getting the ball. Time is their enemy. There is 11 minutes left in this contest. Folks, there's 11 minutes left in some of these players' careers. And that is an emotional thing. This is a game you play with passion. You give your body up for your team. Stonington nearly blocks it. Forward spin. Beautiful spin for the Bulldogs. Picked up late. Dangerous by the Bears, but he's still on his feet. Unfortunately for number 24, Will French, several Bulldogs in the area maintain their responsibilities, and the spot of the ball is going to be at the 25-yard line. So the punt team for the Bulldogs does its job. The offense, players that aren't going both ways, going to get a little break and regroup. They cannot sit on a 18-point lead. Some of those games I reminded you of in past years had these very similar scenarios. This wonderful game of football can change in a flash. Out of the gun. White commanding his troops. Trips to the wide side. And he throws some slant route. Number 1 on the reception. Gain of about 8. Luke Lowry on the reception. And they're moving it up. No huddle here. The actual yard marker is a little bit slow to move here today. There's not an actual official tending to it. So we have 2nd down and 1 on the play. Out of the gun, 1 deep in the backfield. Twins tight to the right. It's going to be a handoff right up the shoot. Not happening. Number 60, number 52, Bulldogs right on top of them. That's Michael Poole and Webster for a loss of yardage. Big play if the Bulldogs can stop him here, folks. Man, talk about a morale boost on one side. Conversely, a killer on the other. Talking to his back. He's going to leak out of the backfield. He hopes he's thrown under pressure. And that one is tipped to the receiver, who was wide open. Cuts back across his field. Luke Lowry, 1 possession game. Welcome to Westerly versus Stonington, folks. This is never over. Misjudged by the DB. He was behind the DB. The ball was underthrown. Undoubtedly should have been an interception by the Bulldogs. It wasn't. It was tipped to the receiver. We now have a 1-possession game with 9 minutes to go. Just like that. 2 plays, the Bears have 2 touchdowns. The rest of the game, 0 offense. Sometimes that's all you need. Right now, the Bulldogs crowd is in shock. Kick is good, 21-14, and that enormous crowd on the opposite side of the field now is breathing life. They need to stop the Bulldog offense. This near sideline is in shock. And believe it or not, folks, that should have happened 3 times today. Right on their first possession off the fingertips. I mean, we're looking at straight corners or streaks that they're just getting behind. That one there was just a mistiming of the jump. The receiver literally was 5 yards beyond the pass. If it hadn't been tipped, it wouldn't have been caught. The tip actually gave that pass enough distance to get to the receiver. Unfortunate turn of events. Onward and upward we move. And the Bulldogs will receive. Get set to receive, that is. So the Bears have not sustained one single drive for points. They have scored on 2 long passes. And the average 35 a game, 32 a game. They have 14 here. So if the defense can get fired up for the Bears, we have a new game. Mason, over the shoulder catch. He's at the 25. He's in trouble. He's wrapped up. He's going to get to about the 29-yard line where the Bulldog offense will take the field. We have 9 minutes left to go in this ball game. Folks, we expected a good one. We expected a better one than we've had in a few years. We had none last year. I believe it was 28-7 the year before. The year before that was even worse. Teams just haven't matched up. There's ebbs and flows, highs and lows with every high school team. And the talent just hasn't quite matched up in recent years, but it was anticipated that it has this year. In my opinion, Westerly's dominated the game. I'm not a homer, I don't believe, to the best of my ability. But here we are, 21-14. The Bulldogs need an answer because the Bears are fired up and confident. Handoff to Tuck. Cuts it back to his right. What a cut. Initial play to the left. I believe that read is part of the play. Great job by the right side of the offensive line to collapse that defense and allow that cut to be made. Manning Garafola doing a nice job allowing Tuck to hit that stream. So 1st and 10. Great answer on first down. So as far as in the backfield, a lot of the skilled players will be returning for the Bulldogs. They lose their entire receiving core, which is one of the more talented ones I've seen the Bulldogs have in a long, long time. Stretch handoff to Tuck, a lot of room to the edge. He reads his blockers, and there's a quick face mask. They get the call, and he spins forward for 5 more. That might be the 5-yard variety, I don't know. But it was a face mask. I am confident that's going to be in the Bulldogs' favor. And that's going to be tacked on at the end of what was already a gain of, 20 yards on the play. Personal foul. They're going to give him 15 more on it. So what was a 20-yard gain to 35-yard gain? 2 plays, 2 runs gain. And the Bulldogs have moved forward 45 yards now. Thanks to the penalty. Tuck about 30 on the ground in 2 plays and then a 15-yard penalty. And the Bulldogs are 3 yards away from the red zone. I said they needed to answer, and that's exactly what they're doing. We have trips right. No one to the left, and Mason in the backfield at tailback. And they will give it to him, and they do give it to him. There's no room for him to go, but they gave it to him. So that's going to leave 2nd and about 13 to go. What a game, folks. 8 minutes to go in this one, and it is moving. The Bears can ill afford to give up another 7. And nope, there's not going to be a timeout. Bulldogs just nearing the hash. So again, we are Westerly.live, folks. This is it for football. This is it for football for another calendar year. We missed a whole year of football we never thought we'd miss, and boy, did we miss it. And this is the culmination of a great year, and the Bulldogs trying to get that nail a little bit deeper in the coffin here for the Bears. And it's a handoff. No, it's not. Great fake by Williams. He keeps it. Does have the option. And he's going to hold it himself. Near first down yardage. Tough angle. It's right on the marker. Waiting for the signal. I guess he's going to be short. Third down and under a yard to go for the Bulldogs. Huge play here, folks. Great job by Williams. Faked the handoff to Tuck. Faked me out. And believe it or not, he did have Mason that whole way for an option. I think he did the smart move by securing the ball, taking the yardage. Third and less than a yard to go. Obviously, 4-down territory. We got Marone and Gorman to the near side. Marley alone. And he's going to keep it himself. I don't know if he got it. Bulldog Bear defensive line did a great job converging right on the marker. And they might have to bring him out here. I don't know. Let's see what the signal is. I see the 4 already up. So they're giving him no gain on the play. And the Bulldogs have a decision. They got to kick. Oh, they're bringing the chains out. Okay. Let's see, because the Bulldogs do have a decision. Do you go, which I do? Do you kick with man to make it a 2-possession game, which I don't? Or do they have the first down? And they do not. So, decision time for the Bulldogs. You might see them come out with a hard count, see what kind of defense that Stonington employs, because this definitely an area where they can utilize the timeout. It's 4th, and if we're going by the marker over there, it's 4th, and I would bury my head Williams and go straight forward. I wouldn't even hand it off. I would just get right under my guard and go. It's 4th and centimeters. Up under center he is. He's got powers there in the eye. And we have a motion. Is it going to be a hard count or are they going to play it? He's going to play it. He hands it off. And Tuck is going to get it. And he's moving the pile still. And that's going to be enough for the Bulldog. First down. And the clock will tick, folks. First down in the red zone for the Bulldogs, who in this second half have had a monstrous advantage in time of possession. Both teams have scored 7 points, so as far as points goes, it's deadlocked right now. And the Bulldogs trying to break the back here of the Bears in the power eye. Motion to the near side, that's the senior Gorman. Coming to the near side, cuts it back by Tuck and finds a nice way to tuck himself right up inside the middle there. Gain of about 7 on the play, 6 at least. Touchdown here will quiet the thousands on the far side. And we are under 5 minutes, 4.5. I have to watch because I got to let you guys know, but I hate to watch. That's this football season ending. We're watching the best rivalry in the nation's history. No two teams in high school have played more times, and we're right next door. Touchdown, Westerly! And who other than Tuck trying to tuck this game away, folks. Tuck came in to this game with 19 rushing touchdowns, now has 22. Came into this game with 1,543 rushing yards. He's in the 1,700 range now, folks. And the Bulldogs have a 27-14 advantage pending the point by Maine. The band is alive. The crowd is alive. The kick is up, and it is good. 28 for the Bulldogs. 14 for the Bears. 4 minutes to go in the 161st meeting of the Westerly Bulldogs and the Stonington Bears. Bulldogs have had the answer all day long. The Bears have struck over the top twice, trying to gain momentum, and have had that opportunity. They just haven't had the ability to stop this Bulldog machine, this Bulldog offense that Coach Dunbar has had. It's improved every week throughout this entire season. It really has. They're playing like they played last week. If there was a week left, they would have the end game would have been different in their Rhode Island regular season. Impressive on the field today, to say the least. We've had the weather, we have the crowd. Man, is it great to have football back. I am the voice, Greg Morano, alongside producer-owner Shane Belanger. We got the two cameras upstairs, Lisa and Louis. Together, we are Westerly.live. And we, folks, by no means are done at the end of this game. We have a lot more sports to go. We're bringing you all Westerly sports all season long. We move on to basketball from here. There's a little hiatus in between. The kick is up. And the Bears fielded at about the 5. Looking for room up the middle, and the kickoff team for the Bulldogs struggled a little bit in the regular season. Not today. The Bears will take over at the 31, and the Bears' energy is down. The Bulldogs have worn out the no-huddle Bears at the moment. They're going to come straight to the line of scrimmage. A lot of hands on the hips. That's the sign of a frustration. Hands on the knees, the sign of tired. Eyes straight ahead. That's the sign of determination and success, and that's what the Bulldogs are looking at right now. No one in the backfield. Throws it deep to the far side, same play, and believe it or not, almost got open, but good coverage by the Bulldogs. That's their only success, is essentially a post down the sideline thus far today. And there's a flag. I suppose I should have noticed. And they're going to get what they want. That's going to go against the Bulldogs, but that isn't pass interference. They are going to put it up deep looking for pass interference calls. I believe that was an illegal substitution of the 5-yard variety. No, 10 yards because they're going to get a first down. We're going to move on beyond that. I do not know what happened. Stonington, 1st and 10 at the 48. There is still time. Football, that oblong ball does funny things, folks. Deep down the left sideline again, and not in play. Number 1, Luke Lowry, is his intended receiver and has been all day. Overall, a good job by the Bulldogs defense, including DBs. So we're under 4 minutes, 28 for the Bulldogs, 14 for the Bears. Midfield, Bears have the ball, must score situation. Setting up a screen towards the middle and not going to fall for it. That is none other than Jimmy Powers, the always dependable Bulldog bulldozer. Him and Tuck are going to be a force to be reckoned with next year, folks. Williams, Powers, and Tuck. Because Tuck is, in my opinion, nearly the best running back in the state. Picked off. Gervasini picks it off near sideline. Pushed out of bounds. White rolled to the near side. Gervasini jumps the route. And that, folks, might salt it away. Beautiful play, as you can see on the replay. He doesn't get thrown out a lot because of his coverage. You don't hear his name a lot because they just don't go after him. And they did that time, and that's why they don't, folks. And that right there, with 3 minutes left, should do it in this 161st match. Thanksgiving Day wins going into today. Westerly with 43, Stonington with 39, and there have been 10 ties. This would give Westerly its 44th Thanksgiving Day victory, 5 more than Stonington on this fine holiday. And turkey, my friends, is going to taste better this side of the river this year. I have a good feeling. The crowd is being brought alive. They didn't need to, but they're on their feet here on the Westerly side of things, folks. This means a lot to a lot of people. These players, these coaches, their dedication all year long. Everybody, the school system, the town to get the fields ready. This season's been a great comeback season from what turned out to be a completely lost season. And the players on the field are just putting it away. And we are coming out of the timeout 3 minutes ago. Bulldogs ball. And I want to give thanks to our sponsors for our ability to put out these productions. We have C.C. O'Brien Sports Cafe, Wireless Zone at Dunn's Corners, Gina Brancato Realtor, Mark Wright Realtor, Coldwell Banker, Coastal Homes, and Remy Cycles and Teddy's Toys. Handoff, tuck up the middle, quick spin. Bears got it figured out now. But now is a little bit too late. It's been a clean game. It's been a great game. Obviously, if you're a fan of the blue and white, it's been a great game. This is a good Westerly team this season. High expectations going forward. Coach Dunbar doing a great job of keeping defenses and offenses off balance all year long. It's just great to see the size of the crowd that was here today. And if you're listening to us, it's great to have you listening and viewing here at Westerly.live. Tuck deep in the backfield. Just letting the clock run now, and he's trying to get to the outside. He's still on his feet. He is going to make you work. He is going to be an absolute monster next year. He's a monster already. Like I said, I mean, if he's in the top 3 backs in the state, if not the, and he's got another year to go. And we have a timeout, Stonington. So we're going to go on a quick break, folks, and we will be right back for the finale. Welcome all. We're back, folks. The finale, the grand finale, 1:49 to go in the 161st meeting of the Westerly Bulldogs versus the Stonington Bears. Westerly with possession and a 28-14 lead. Both teams coming off great seasons here. This is the final game for both squads. Bulldogs out of the gun with Mason in the backfield. 3rd down and about 6 to go. Mason, stretch handoff. Far side, he's going to cut it off just outside the tackle. Good little gain on the play. Going to bring up 4th and about 2. 4th and maybe even less than 2. 4th and about 1, a decision they'll probably go. If they go and get, they take a knee and it's over, folks. So the overall series between these two teams, meaning games played whenever, Thanksgiving and Armistice Day included back in the day when they did, coming into today was 74, 69, and 17. It's remarkable after so many games how it could be such a close rivalry. So the Bulldogs will get their 70th win in this all-time rivalry. Now, on just Thanksgiving Day, the Bulldogs have the advantage. Still remarkable. Going into today, the Bulldogs had 43 Turkey Day wins, Stonington 39 with 10 ties. So the Bulldogs will get their 44th Thanksgiving Day win, 5 wins more than the Bears. Regardless, you're in for a great game when you watch these two teams play. So the Bulldogs, 4th down. If they convert, it's over. He holds it. He was going to roll out and just grab it. He throws, and it's incomplete. They were hoping for a rollout, just sort of roll out naked for the first down. It's going to be a turnover on downs for the Bulldogs with 1:34 remaining. This game is not over yet. We've seen it, folks, and all you Patriot fans out there, myself not being one. But you got to respect what can be done in this game in a short period of time. So don't take your eyes off of it just yet. I promise you that. And White calling out the signals. Quick throw to the far side of Lowry, his main man. He has faith in him. A gain of about 7, hoping to possibly get a little block out there and go down the sidelines. I'm confident you're going to see one over the top to wherever number 1's located. They're going to go deep down the field, and I do believe he does look at his man. Not there. He's rolling to the near side, still looking to the far side. He's going to have to tuck and go. He slips and gets taken down by Mason. He's got first down, but that is perfectly okay with the Bulldogs defense. They're going no huddle and allowing the clock to run. So we are under a minute. Counting down to the celebration for the Bulldogs' victory. Sad to see the season go, but what a great way to see a team just come together, get better every single week, and put it together. Last week, put it together today, put together a quality football game on a perfect day for football in front of what was a huge crowd. But looking across the field now, folks, you can kind of notice that the Bulldogs did their job today. And White with the snap rolling to the far side, throwing across his body. Found a man, and he's going to get about a 10-yard gain. Ball gets loose. Bulldogs fall on it, and that is going to do it, folks. They recover the fumble. It's going to be one knee and a Bulldog victory. Stonington coming into this game averaging 32 points per game. Held to 14 on 2 long post plays. Unable to put together a single drive this entire game. The Bulldog defense came ready to play. Offense came ready to play. Great job, balanced game plan. Had control of the game from the start, never let go of it. And are going to come out with a 28-14 victory and an 8-2 season. And that is something to be proud of, folks. Let me tell you. That is what you call the victory formation. And this game was played with nothing but class and good sportsmanship on both sides. As you see them shaking hands now, and you don't got to like each other to play clean sports, folks. And it's just been an unbelievable Thanksgiving Day here at Sal Algieri Field to come back finally with that 2-year hiatus, to see the seniors from last year honored that missed this great opportunity. It really is. You're going to see a celebration at the middle of the field now. There's going to be some trophies handed out. Just an unbelievable. I want to thank all of our followers. There's a little bit of a break between sports here. Basketball is the next thing coming up, which we will be there for all of it for you. Right now, the teams are going to line up. They're going to shake hands, and they're going to gather at the middle of the field for the awards ceremony. What a game, what a game, what a game. No letdown at all. This coaching staff just, I think, did a phenomenal job with this team. I really do. I truly do. This was a talented football team, and they kept them guessing, and I can't wait to see what they have in store for us next year. A lot of talented juniors, sophomores coming back, freshmen coming up. And with that, we're going to take a quick break here, folks. We are Westerly.live, and we'll be right back.
As a proud native of Westerly, Gina Brancato is a trusted member of our community. In addition to being a veteran of the United States Air Force, Gina has worked in Rhode Island real estate for over a decade and is also licensed in Connecticut. She prides herself on helping you navigate every step of the way when it comes to listing your existing home or buying a new one. For Gina, it's all about family. From her time growing up here, to coming home and settling down, to helping you and yours find the place of your dreams. So let Gina help you write your next chapter. Because you're not just another deal, you're part of the family.
All right, folks, I am the voice, Greg Moreno, and I am back here. We are Westerly.live, and we are getting you set up. They are getting set up for the awards ceremony. There is a final celebration on the field as the student body from the Bulldogs Dog Pound hits the field, and they are piling up for the celebration, folks. This game means more. It's unexplainable unless you were a part of it. It truly is unexplainable. I had to learn from my father before playing. He was actually a part of that 73-74 team I mentioned earlier, coached by Sal Algieri, who the field is named after. And the celebration, we're going back to 1911. This game means so much to these guys. It's such a wonderful thing to see this group celebrating out there together and being able to do so. So with that being said, we are Westerly.live. We're going to leave you with the award ceremony. I am the voice. I'm going to be back with you when the basketball season starts. I can't wait, and I will see you soon.
Can we have both teams get back on their respective teams to get ready for the awards so everybody can direct their attention to the 50-yard line? Where we'll be passing out several post-game awards. If we can get everybody sitting down and directing their attention to midfield. All right, first of all, Great job by both teams, great effort. And for all the seniors, this is your last football game, so just give it up for all those guys on both sides. Also, I'd like to say thank you to all the coaches. Again, you guys put a lot of hard work in. Pre-season workouts, off-season training, the scouting, all what you guys do, we really appreciate all that. And you're there for our kids. So, with that being said, the first award of the day is the Washington Trust Leadership Award. It will be presented by Jen Dugas on behalf of the Washington Trust.
Great game to all the players, and great season to both seniors and Westerly and Stonington. The Washington Trust Company is proud to present its annual Washington Trust Team Leadership Award. The Team Leadership Award is given to a senior that attends every game and practice with heart, dedication, and enthusiasm, always puts the team first, continually possesses and maintains a good attitude, and exhibits team spirit. The first award goes to Westerly. Westerly High School's recipient for the Washington Trust Leadership Award is an individual who leads by example and who always puts the team's success ahead of his own individual success. This young man is one of the most coachable and hardworking players on our roster and would do anything to help us win. He brings his all to each and every huddle, practice, game, and team event, and he is an exceptional role model for all of our players. There is no question that this student deserves to receive this award due to his effective and unwavering leadership of the 2021 Westerly High School Bulldog football team. This year's Washington Trust Leadership Award winner from Westerly High School is senior, number 19, Greg Gorman. Stonington. This year's award recipient from Stonington is what high school football is all about. He works hard, sets a great example for teammates, and serves others in all that he does. He is one of the most pleasant young men you could ever meet, and he instantly brings a level of positivity to any room he walks into. Further, he devotes himself to all around him, whether it be service in our community or being a leader on the field. And in the hallways of Stonington High School, this student athlete makes things better. His work ethic and example will continue to impact the SHS community for years to come, and we are forever thankful for all that you have done for our program and school. This year's Washington Trust Leadership Award winner from Stonington High School is senior number 61, Alex Establioli.
Thank you. The next award is the WBLQ Sports Open Mic Most Valuable Player of the Game, and is going to be presented by Chris Apollo.
All right, this is the WBLQ Sports Open Mic and Dance Player of the Game Most Valuable Player Award, and it's going to go to Westerly Bulldogs, Zach Tuck. Congratulations, Zach.
All right, thank you, Chris. The third award of the day is the Carl Millimaki Memorial Award. This is presented to Westerly's best lineman, and it will be presented by Nick Stenhouse.
It's a little bit unique that last year you guys had a shortened season, so the committee and myself has been involved with this for 53 years since we lost called Elementary of Vietnam. As I said before, he's a track along. My buddies are all right. We're going to give out an award based on last year's shortened season, only because we felt that this person deserved it. He worked hard for 3 years. He was a starter, in essence, for 3 years. So this year we're giving out the award of last year to Michael Garofalo. This year's award is going to a Westerly player that worked hard. He was a starter for 2 years. His work ethics unbeknownst, and really he did a great job. I attended all the games. I watched them. I noticed today Stonington double teamed the most of the time. It's going to number 60, Xavier Webster.
Next award of the day is the Stonington Police Association for Stonington Offensive Player of the Game, presented by Stonington Police Chief Darren Stewart.
Good morning or afternoon, everybody. Another great game. First, I want to thank our judges today. Retired Chief David Erskine from the class of 1962, who played for Stonington High. George Ludsey, class of 81, Stonington High, that played for Stonington. Chet Lamphere, class of 79, Stonington. George Rathman, who's captain of the 1961 Stonington football team that actually played over there for Westerly. So first of all, for Stonington, the outstanding defensive player today, number 71, Trevor Costa. For offense, Stonington, number 1, Luke Lowry. For Westerly, outstanding defensive player, number 3, Joey Jefferson. And offense, number 24, Zach Tuck.
All right, the final award for the afternoon is the Jeffrey L. Moore Memorial Award for the winner of today's contest. It'll be presented by Westerly Public Schools Athletic Director Jamie Vetolino.
Another beautiful day at Argeri Field, another fantastic Thanksgiving Day game. Thank you to all the players and coaches who put in the time and effort. And for you guys, it was a culmination for you seniors of 4 years, and I'm sure your coaches will miss each and every one of you. Today's game was just like every other Stonington Westerly game. You cannot predict what's going to happen. 2 really competitive teams that came out and showed will and pride for the communities. Proud as can be to be able to keep the trophy here and give the trophy to our senior captains, number 19, number 3, and number 60. Come on up, guys. Receive the Jeffrey L. Moore Championship Trophy.
All right, that'll conclude our award ceremony for this afternoon. Thank you for coming out, and everybody enjoy the rest of their afternoon and enjoy their Thanksgiving Day. Thank you. Congratulations, Bulldogs.
We can get the Bulldog players on the Bulldog, the 50-yard line to take a picture with the trophy. All Bulldog players and coaches. to the 50 Bulldog.